Hello, this is Geotech and today I'm going to be taking a look at several different free and open source projects. In particular, I'm going to focus on ones that are doing something exciting this year. It's going to range from topics related to gaming, hardware, and Linux, so you won't want to miss this. Let's take a look. So first up, we have the Steam Deck. There's no denying that the Steam Deck is the most exciting piece of technology that is coming out this year. And what makes it really special is that it is running Linux. The Steam Deck is not just a console, but it is essentially a full-fledged PC. There's many out there that are currently using Windows and really tolerating it for gaming because it's currently the status quo when it comes to gaming on the PC. And I think the Steam Deck is going to be the start of an exodus to make Linux the future of gaming. The Steam Deck will allow you to play your Steam games out of the box, but because this is a full-fledged Linux PC, you could also run some emulation software. A lot of the emulators, in fact, probably most of the emulators out there have native builds for Linux, so it should make that transition fairly smooth. And then when it comes to the Linux desktop ecosystem as a whole, we're seeing a lot of the popular desktop environments continue to mature and just overall get better. I'm really excited for the upcoming GNOME 42, which is set to release with a new lib8weta theme that has its own dark mode that looks really nice, and also the many cool apps that are coming out for it, especially the ones as part of the GNOME Circle list of apps. And then on the KDE side, KDE is actually going to be featured on the Steam Deck as the default desktop environment, and we're seeing that continue to mature as well. They're going to adopt a new overview menu, which looks good, adding accent colors, and lately they've been engaging in this initiative to find bugs in the first 15 minutes of booting up to the desktop. Just overall, things seem to be getting better for desktop Linux. And it's not just Linux desktop that is seeing some refinements, but switching over to the mobile Linux ecosystem, you've got the Pinephone Pro, which has released this year. And it is set to offer a better performing, better daily driver material phone for Linux mobile operating systems. I'm hoping to test one myself down the line and check out the improvements, but based on what other users have been posting, it is looking really good. I'm actually also hoping that this year, the Librem 5, which is another Linux mobile phone, actually releases this year. Been like 3 to 4 years already, and I'm still waiting for my Librem 5, but it comes out this year, I'll definitely be testing this out. Another project I'm really excited about is Mastodon. Mastodon is free and open source software that lets anyone build their own social microblogging website, very similar to Twitter. And while on the desktop side, there hasn't been too many changes, they've recently come out with an official iOS app and will soon be releasing an official app for Android. I think this is all good news because it makes it easier to onboard new users to Mastodon. And if you like free and open source software, there's already a lot of projects that have official accounts on Mastodon. You have the GNOME project, you have LibreOffice, you even have popular news accounts like Gaming on Linux, OMG Ubuntu, and a lot of open source content creators like me, for example. So come on board and join us on Mastodon. Another exciting social media platform is Pixelfit. Pixelfit is a photo sharing free and open source software that allows anyone to create their own Instagram-like photo sharing alternative. They've recently come out with a new timeline, which looks really cool and very modern. And it looks like they're currently working on an official Pixelfit app for iOS. Although there's some options when it comes to apps on Android like Pixel Droid. But overall, this is going to be a good alternative for those tired of Instagram tracking you, bombarding you with ads, and overall not respecting your privacy. We all know there's already a lot of exciting free and open source games on Linux. You know, you have a Mario Kart like game like Super Tux that is very well put together. And recently I've discovered Thelauren. I've actually seen the app in various Linux app stores, but they just came out with a new release that looks to be better than ever. It's very heavily inspired by games like Minecraft, as you can see with all these block-like graphics, but it also has a lot of RPG elements. This game is built with the much beloved Rust programming language, so that's pretty cool. I've been playing the game a little bit recently and it has a really good atmosphere, really good music, and I'm going to be streaming this over on my Linux gaming channel, so you can follow me on Twitch or YouTube to check out some gameplay. Speaking of streaming, next up we have OBS Studio. OBS Studio is a very popular recording software used by many streamers and content creators. OBS Studio has been available on Linux for a long time now, but now they're going to have official support for Flatpak, which is increasingly becoming a popular option to download apps for Linux. With the latest update of 27.2, OBS Studio themselves is officially maintaining the Flatpak version, allowing for a much better experience. One of the notable changes is that now you can log in and connect your Twitch account to OBS so that you can see your chat feed on one window here, and it makes it easier to download and install OBS plugins. Overall, the fact that OBS continues to support Linux is a good sign of things to come, especially as gaming on Linux becomes more popular. They're laying the building blocks to making streaming on Linux really good. One other cool change with OBS is that it now allows for the open source royalty-free AV1 encoders. I'm actually using that to record right now. So let me know in the comments if it is looking pretty decent. I think there's a lot of exciting things happening in the foss world, in particular this year. I even want to say that this year might finally be the year of the Linux desktop, but we'll have to wait and see. Which project are you excited for? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you all next time. If you're enjoying my video, you can subscribe to me on YouTube, PeerTube, follow me on Odyssey. You could also support me on LiberaPay, Patreon. See links in the description below.